Well, my wife, she will make kind of come out and say it all, video, say something. So I don't know, but she went out for a walk. She got all discouraged with social media stuff. I said, well, she's going back for it. She said, well, do you think you won't give up? I said, well, uh, I said, we've been at this almost 9 years now. If you count back when I first started, me and her started Facebook, we had 5.5 years there, and she went out there. Probably put this out there before, but some of it might be repeats. So if it is, just don't worry about it. But like I said before, she relied heavily on people at them Hawassi things. Probably a good thing for her to tell that counselor to call. Say, hey, don't be suggesting these social media sites or nothing. And I'd probably go so far as to say, well, I wouldn't suggest meeting. Uh, I'd probably go so far as to say I wouldn't want to meet anybody, you know, at one of those centers either. Uh, just because everybody's different. And good lord. So anyway, I was just reading that up there. God, it's so small you can barely read it. But anyway, I don't know what to tell my wife. And she, I don't want to beat her up about stuff that she can't help. But and she chose to go after them people in Ohio. She said, well, there I came with my friends. I was trying to get one of them up here. I was trying to get Brittany Brenner up here. I said, well, that's quick as damn walking. Uh, well, baby, here, sit down. Come here and sit down. Come here and sit down. Maybe it's all right. But she just came back in. No, I don't want to beat her up, but she went and did what she wanted to do, and she thought maybe there was some gold in there. I guess. No, we don't. I always. She didn't know me real good at the time. We just met, and she was happy at that time back in 2011, and she wanted to let everybody know that it was a big deal to her, but it wasn't no big deal to hardly anybody else. We got married, and like I said, she was a traveler, so all of her friends was, if you want to put it mildly, they was so far away they had no ways to get nowhere really. I mean, the one she wanted the most didn't, and I don't know what, and it had to had at the time had we just, had there not been so much drama being brought up, Fair Mac could have got in there and got something done because she didn't have a kid at the time. But Fair fooled around, and I ended up see that's what makes me have to look bad too. 'Cause see, I had to get in there and get all that stuff quietened down. There's texting at all hours of the night, wouldn't let nobody go to bed. It's all right, but it was what it was, and I don't know what she wanted, but I mean, I have an idea, but I mean, to get all that, there has to be a lot that happens, you know. And Lord, like I was telling her now, she can get somebody down one of these damn streets come up this driveway. How you think you're gonna get anybody 2 or 3 hours away or further out drive down here? And then like I said, this was, a certain person. She didn't have any card, to my knowledge. So, it made everything okay. Well, we both in that same boat. I told her it's may be what we have to put up with, and we don't have a choice. I don't know what to, you know, I mean, social media wouldn't, like I said, that one calls her once in a while, every month or whatever. I don't know, like I said, if I was going to say anything, I hope they ain't suggesting this stuff to anybody else, you know what I mean? I mean, because like I said, I was telling my wife, we had a good conversation about it. I said, no, it actually make them worse instead of helping them. Now, if they had a specific site where maybe they could have their own little chat room, and if one of these Hawassi places had something like that, and you could get in there and chat with them, and they had their own site where you couldn't do but them, whoever went to the, if it was something like that, but these like Facebook and this Twitter and all them other ones, these worldwide ones, they would drive these kind of people crazy. And I just don't think it's the safest thing in the world. I know it's not, because again, it's just it's what it is. I mean, my wife, I know she wants us to succeed and everything, but she has to be willing to accept that we may be forced into to not. She's like, well, yeah, there we bought a 10 karat gold, yeah, and it's still over here. Still, the ring's still over here. Bought a few things, but I haven't. You know, I I just haven't tried to do much. Tried to sit back and see what happens. She said, "Derek, man, you need to get a job." I said, "No. If I get a job, one thing that's going to get offered to me is friends and crap like that." I said, "Everybody's already been touched and played with and everything else. Their bodies done been explored by everybody. Everybody's done had their making out time. They've been cuddled. Everything that you can do." Now, me personally, I didn't get a lot of that till I was 27. So again, it just depends on who you are. But a lot of these they're always out teenager years, and they're going to the proms and stuff. A lot of people doing that. But no, I don't want to tell her. She wants this thing to happen. I tell her, I said, every day it's one less day left. That if this person's out there, she's not gonna get with me and my wife. The longer it takes. And I told my wife I'm not gonna wait till I'm 50, 60 something years old. If I'm still here by then, I'm not gonna wait that long. I'm gonna get it done, get it over with. You know, if it don't happen in the next the next year to 2 years, if it don't happen by then, fellas like me's turned 40 and it ain't happened yet, then I'm gonna call it, because I can't stand to see my wife, you know, feeling this way. And it's on me. Like I said, I came up with it, and I just thought it sounded pretty cool. I thought she'd like it. If we had somebody that fit, long term. And well, like I said, we had somebody that, so Carrie Walker, she burned us. on purpose, sitting there lusting after fucking money, like some igmo out there believing these damn Facebook ads. Shit. I had one of these up here, a year ago. Like I said, we had, I didn't know there was kids involved, and didn't know there was all these drugs and stuff involved. Drug past, not actual drugs then, but she's she couldn't talk about nothing else. She was that wired up about it. She is bound and determined that I was just gonna have to hear that for most of the time. She'd watch a movie once in a while. She'd maybe, play with the kids, of course. So, like I said, it burned me out. She didn't have anything in common with me or my wife. And I love my music. But yeah, it just takes a lot out of me personally because I can only do so much. My wife can only do so much. I told her a while ago. I said even if you got past meeting them in person and you'd still want to take it a little bit slow and see how it went. But I told her there's no variety. There's nobody to pick from out here. There's nothing out here much. Now, like I said, there's not much that we can do. I mean, I like listening, like I said, Jim Cornette on here. I put his new stuff up or something. But ain't much I can do, It's just nothing. I mean, I want to do so many things. Till, oh, excuse me. Till I'm wore out. I mean, I'm just physically, I'm just, my head, it just feels like it wants, it's just, it's ready to just give it up. I understand we gave up a lot. Our families wasn't doing us any good. So it was one of them rare times where I knew that was heading down the road it was heading. I knew my wife was heading down the road it was heading. But they ain't nothing for anything. I mean, there's nothing out there. I mean, that Brittany Benner, she looked like $1,000,000, too. I mean, that's the problem, I think. My wife at the time I remember when she was telling me about her, she didn't know that Brittany Benner at the time was going to give my wife's number out that she had at the time. And when I mean, at first it was okay. It was there was a little bit of laughter, and it was just glad to see each other. But then when it got into all that drama and how they got into a fight and how this happened, how that happened, and like I said, I had to get in there because it was upsetting my wife. I was just, you know, my wife and I've been through a lot, and I know she didn't mean to put me through that. It's just like I said, you can be sitting here and have a good day. And all of a sudden, one of these wrong numbers call you, and they'll aggravate the hell out of you. And they'll say, "Oh, it's so and so here, this and here, that one here." No, well, and like I said, I've been there before a few times, but I don't know what to tell her. I mean, she's got me, she's got the reborn dolls and stuffed animals. And, there ain't nobody up here. I don't know. I have no idea how I'm supposed to, how me or her supposed to make this any clearer and what we wanted. It's all out there. If you want it, you better come on. like I said, I ain't gonna wait till me and hers, well into her 40s, into her 50s, wanting something like this. This unicorn thing, it means a lot, and I'd like to see a young lady be able to get it. And, like I said, we got all the stuff here. The ring's over there. It was $721 time you add all the tax and stuff. So we bought, nail polish and all kinds of stuff for you. That was, didn't have to buy it, but we bought that stuff with the stimulus check. But no, I just, like I told my wife, I don't know what to really come out to say, but she's like, well, maybe you can make a video and maybe explain to everybody. I mean, me and her, we have a lot of baggage, and our baggage is practically me and her just alone with all our stuff we'd have to go through and move and figure out if y'all, whoever you turned out to be, if you had a place of your own, or if we was gonna have to call and look around. Like I told my wife, we couldn't just let a person move in here because the landlord wouldn't let us. So the lady would have to have something, or we'd have to try to find something quick. And I don't know, with all the stuff that's went on in the world the last few years, I don't know. I hear gases went up, so that's another reason why I hadn't looked no further than my local or our local area of Decatur, Tennessee. It's anywhere from Decatur, Tennessee to Athens or something like that. I've tried to look. Done all I can do. Facebook, and she's looked on there. But yeah, somebody in their 20s and 30s, slim to average body type, any race, and we just want somebody we could spend the rest of our life with. You know, like I said, if you're on here and you want to watch one of our videos, you're more than welcome to it. Like I said, everything's out there. Everybody practically knows. I've been on YouTube here for a good while. Had some about 7 people now have subscribed to my channel. It's got a little bit of sports on there. I like I said, Jim Cornette, his podcast. So I'm trying to kind of work my way around to getting something to like on there and put different playlists together. I just don't know. I mean, I don't. There's old boxing, some baseball, wrestling, of course, music. I don't know. Like I said, I got Spotify, some things like that. Yeah, I don't know. Just have to wait and see how things turns out. Some people are down to pig, and some of them I think now try to say, well, if that's what you want, well, that's what we want, but whether we get it or not, that's a whole different thing. There's people down there, 2 or 3 of them saying, well, I'd support it if you could, if it's something you want. Well, like I said, it's not just about having sex with nobody or nothing. We just want somebody we could spend the rest of our life with and go out, play some sports, take them out to eat, do fun things with them, shop. Like I said, yeah, when we're at home, maybe they want to cuddle a little bit. Maybe they want their head rubbed, their back rubbed or something, back massage. And like I said, me and my wife will do it occasionally. We'll make out every now and again or something. But it's not every night or nothing. I mean, god dang. That's the thing. But it's tough. I mean, it really is. And you boil all this down. A lot of things, like I told my wife, if we get somebody even up here, then we have to worry about, changing our address, getting our mail switched over, changed, so our mail can go to the next place we either move to or move in our unicorn's place. She would have to help us. But again, I'm not saying there is anything. I'm not saying there isn't. But I'm going to give this thing about 2 more years and see what happens. I think, when I turn 40, I think that's enough time. And I think by then, I mean, this could end at any time and on any day. This could end tomorrow. This could end tonight sometime. Who knows? But if something happens or comes up, we would update it. We may still, if we are sending any requests out, or if we do find something that's kind of nice, please do respond if you are into it or something. But like I said, just she and I text out there a little bit today. But yeah, this stuff ain't what it's cracked up to be. But I'm just gonna, get off here and try to relax. Anyway, see you later.